I'm Sanket Rambhia. I'm the director at Xtreme Media. Xtreme Media is the largest outdoor display manufacturer and supplier in India. Last year, we supplied close to 150,000 square feet of outdoor LED displays. So, what we've learned over the years, supplying displays to a lot of advertisers, billboard asset owners, and talking to clients over so many years, I would like to share some of the learnings that we've had and what you should and shouldn't do while making a choice of selecting a good display for your hoarding. So, some of the misconceptions that people have, that all LED displays are made in China, and pixel pitch, everybody would know pixel pitch, right? The distance between the two consecutive lamps is pixel pitch. So pixel pitch is the thumb rule, and all same pixel pitch displays are identical. This is the biggest misconception that the industry has. We have product lines where P4 outdoor will cost 50% lesser than P6 outdoor. So it's not just the pixel pitch that determines the price or the quality. P4 is better than P5. I keep hearing this. As we are growing, when we started, our first installation for outdoor was P25 for Bombay Stock Exchange. That was back in 2010. Today, more or less what we install is P6, P5, and P4. For most installations, for 70 to 80% of our installations, I think P6 is the most suitable product, because as the lamps come closer, the heat generated by the display increases. As the heat increases, you need to have a good thermal design, and your brightness goes down. So lower the pitch. This is the thumb rule. If you reduce the pitch, your brightness will go down if you are using the same lamp. So if you are reducing the pixel pitch, you need to use better quality lamps or more efficient power supplies. Also, we think, what we hear is that 5,000 nits is more than sufficient. Please understand, any light source decays over a period of time. Even sun is decaying. So no light source will have a same brightness throughout the life. Similarly, your LED displays also will decay. If you start with a display which is 5,000 nits, depending on the lamp that you're using, you may end up with 3,000 or 3,500 in not more than 2 years. It may decay to, in 2 years, it will be 3,500. And then you will find that this display is not at all visible in the daytime. So make sure that you ask enough questions before selecting the display, or even better is ask the supplier, which is the oldest display supplied of the same model, and go have a look. If you have a liberty to travel to the place or location where this display is operational for more than 3, 4, 5 years, go have a look and see it in daylight, sunlight. In the night, all displays will look amazing. A good display versus a bad display will be determined how it looks in the direct sunlight. So some of the important factors while selecting a display. As I told you, pixel pitch is one of the most important criteria. How do you determine a pixel pitch? So one way to determine a pixel pitch is distance, viewing distance. So if your hoarding is, your main audience from the hoarding is more than 10 meters away, then 6 mm is sufficient. Don't go for, have a mentality to go behind 4 mm and 5 mm. A thumb rule is viewing distance in meters equivalent to pixel pitch in mm. So 4 meter viewing distance, you need 4 mm pixel pitch. 2 meter viewing distance, you need 2 mm pixel pitch. If you want to be safe, multiply that by 1.5. So 4 meter, 10 meter viewing distance, 6 mm pixel pitch is more than sufficient. Go for brightness rather than pixel pitch, because the only way your display is going to look vibrant your colors are going to look nicer during daytime is through brightness. The only way you ensure that you don't have to change your display in 2 years or 3 years. I see so many customers of mine coming to me that, okay, I had bought a display 3 years back from XYZ company. I imported from China. But now I'm not getting any slots. Why? Because agencies and brands are complaining that display is not visible in the daytime. They are paying for 24 hours, or they're paying for at least 12 to 14 hours. And they're only getting the visibility in the evening or the night. So to ensure that you don't have to refresh your display in 2 to 3 years, to make sure that you get vibrant colors in daytime, go for LED displays that are above 7,000 nits of brightness on day one. There are two types of designs in the market, right? There are public design, private design. Public design are the cabinets or the displays that are made, modules are imported from China, cabinets are made here, and any cabinet you can fit in any module. So it's a public design. You can tomorrow, if your modules are not working, you can replace it. You can just throw the modules, use the cabinet, throw the modules, and use models of some other make. So these are public design. You would think, okay, this is a good feature to have. I can use the public design module, and tomorrow after 3 years, I can still use the cabinet and just replace the modules, and I don't have to incur the cost of the entire set. No, my friends, this is not the case, because public design suffers from low quality and low efficiency. By definition, because it's public design, to ensure interoperability, you have to use lowest components at lowest brightness. So if you're designing a product today which is for 8,000 nits, 9,000 nits, you just can't increase the current or change the lamp and your display will be 8,000 nits. You have to do many changes in the product itself. You need to ensure how my heat is going to get dissipated, what the power supply I need to use, what needs to be the thickness of the PCB, what needs to be the lamp. There are many choices we as a manufacturer have to make. And in public design, this is not possible. I have to stick to the template because I want my module to work with a cabinet which is third-party design. So a private design cabinet will be the one where the module and the cabinet are married together and they work with each other. They are designed for a purpose. They are designed to solve a problem. And these are the products typically that are, you will have higher specifications and higher lifespans. Also, we tend to focus too much on the hardware and forget the other things. As important as the hardware is the software that drives your content. Because first, you will change your static billboard to digital. If you have a software that can integrate tomorrow with third-party software providers, or can integrate with supply-side softwares, or has AI built in, then you have your investment is ready for the future. Also, one of the important factors to consider is the tenure. So if your contract or license from the government is for 10 years, then you need to select a product that works for 10 years. If your license is only for 5 years, you don't need a product that works 10 years. So while selecting the product, you need to determine what is the tenure of the product and what is your expectation for that product to work. Because not a product designed for 5 years, you cannot run it for 10 years. A product designed for 3 years, you cannot run it for 5 years. So how do you unlock a value in your investments? First and foremost, till now, it was all about converting from static to digital, right? If I've converted my static hoarding to digital, I'm talk of the town and I'm, my slots, I have multiplied my revenue, I have increased my revenue, my slots are going full. Come to Bombay, I'll tell you firsthand that, you will have 5 LEDs next to each other. There is one LED, right next to that is a second LED, right next to that there is a third LED. So it's not about just converting your medium from static to digital. Does it stand out from the clutter? When you have 5 LEDs that next to each other, what will matter is how does it look? What is the fabrication around it? What is the size of that LED? Whether it's vibrant, visible in the colors are visible, and obviously how it's marketed by the owner. So it's not just about converting from static to digital. Be ready that in coming few years, you will have your competitors who are currently operating a static billboard also convert into digital. And at that time, will your display stand apart? Because if not, you made an investment thinking that this is going to give me returns for 5 years, 7 years. Your competitor next to you has converted to digital and your revenue is gone for a toss. Also, one of the important things to consider is, it's an electronic equipment in the outdoor. Like your car needs servicing, like your air conditioning needs servicing, everything electronics needs some bit of servicing. This is the electronics in outdoor. It needs servicing also. So you need to also look at the team and the warranties it comes with. The supplier, does it have the team and the bandwidth to give you enough service at the site? So what are the growth drivers? We project that all 10% of all static media in Tier 1 will be converted to digital. In South, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, obviously are going to be the primary growth drivers for DOOH. Acceptance overall for digital is growing multifold. Smart cities, government initiative of converting 100 smart cities. We've done ourselves around 12 or 13 smart cities where government is also investing in putting VMS, very variable messaging systems. Those are digital displays in the center of the road. You must have seen, wear your helmet, wear your seat belt, all those kind of VMS displays. So with smart cities, with digitization, the acceptance of DOOH is growing by the day. And this is the only way, we heard it in the previous sessions, that change is the only constant. So be ready for this change, embrace this change. The companies, those adopt and embrace the change to DOOH faster, will be the ones that will thrive in the coming years, is what we feel. So I'm going to give you quickly some of our installations. This is not to, showcase what we've done. This is to showcase what were the factors that went into decision taking while selecting a display in this site. So this is one of the displays in Hyderabad. The size of this display is 80 feet by 45 feet. Okay, and it's mounted on a dead wall. So right behind the display, there is a dead wall without any ventilation. So when we ran simulations, the center point, the center of the display, the heat was going up to 70, 75 degrees. So while selecting the product over here, heat was one of the major considerations to tackle. Because had we not tackled the heat at the center of the display, this display would have been nightmare. So this is another display in Hyderabad. The size of this is 60 feet by 15 feet. The main consideration for this display was the direction. So this is south facing. So, one of the important factors while selecting is also the direction and the geography, where it's placed, at what height and which direction is it facing. The worst direction to face is the southern direction, because for 8 months, if your billboard is here, facing south, the sun is going east to west for 8 months, and for only 4 months it's behind you. So southeast or southwest are the worst billboards. So this is southeast. This billboard is facing southeast. So one of the major consideration for selecting the billboard here, the product here, was the brightness. Otherwise, for the 8 months, it's not going to be seen. This is one of the displays for my friend here, Avinashi Guru. So So this was again a billboard we selected. We went for Earth DIP product. When we spoke, one of the decision factors here was longevity, the tenure. The contract period for this project was very long, almost I think more than 10 years. So 30 years, right? So contract is 30 years. So if we go for a display which is designed for 5 years, then you need to change it in 3 years. We went for a display here which is designed for 10 years. So the refresh would happen maybe 7 years, 8 years. So you can save on the, you can increase your ROI. Again, this display is seen from, 3 or 4 kilometers away, right in middle of the highway. There is no shade, nothing. So, again, you need the display which will not only last very long, but which also will be visible in the daytime. Okay, so we talked about all those fancy displays. Now this one. This is a 20 feet by 10 feet, a display at an eye level, covered with a shade. So here brightness is not important, longevity is not important, heat is not important. What is important? It is at eye level. So pixel pitch is important. So what we selected here is a regular public design product, P4, because that will give you the maximum value. So, okay, one slide is missing here. I will quickly summarize that slide. I had shown one slide of I have 2 products, Nits and Earth. So all the previous examples that we covered, other than the last example, all the products were private design. Only the last product was public design. One of the important factors that all of you, while selecting a display, should consider is the operational cost and the number of refreshes you will need for the life cycle. So operational cost is determined by a specification which most OEM like ourselves will not readily give you. It's called brightness per watt or nits per watt. So how much nits of brightness can my display produce for a single watt of power? This is the efficiency of the hardware. The higher the number, better is the display. So display is able to convert higher number of nits per watt. So a Earth product of Xtreme Media, for example, has 18 nits per watt of efficiency, whereas same my product only, Nix, has an efficiency of 10 nits per watt. So yeah, that's why our Earth is more expensive. P6 Earth is more expensive than P4 Nix. I hope this helped you a bit. If not, you can reach out to us anytime. You can also visit us, see the product, and get a first-hand information. Thank you very much.
First of all, I will thanks to you for this wonderful information about digital screens. My question is for the daytime. Okay, what resolution you should usually you have to put on the digital screens?
Resolution?
Yeah, so that it can be easily seen by the audiences passing through. Yeah.
Yeah. So
on P4 or P5, whichever.
Okay.
Yeah, pixel.
So resolution in LED display is a function of size divided by pixel pitch. So daytime or nighttime, it doesn't really matter what the it won't change. Resolution won't change. Resolution in the daytime will be the same as the nighttime.
Okay.
What will change is the brightness.
Yeah, brightness. Sorry, brightness.
Yeah. Okay. So so if you have so again, what direction is it facing? You have to ask yourself whether it's south facing or north facing, east or west. Anything. So 6,000 is not enough.
Okay.
If you want an answer in one word, 6,000 is not enough. Okay. 4,500, most of the public design modules come with 4,500 to 5,000 nits of brightness. Okay. 100% those displays you will have to change in 3 years.
Okay.
If you're looking for say 5 to 7 years of operation, once you made an investment, you expect that, okay, I will not see. If you buy a house television, do you change every 3 years house television?
No.
No. You use it for 5 years minimum?
Yes.
So for an outdoor display, you will use it for more than 5 years, I imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So considering the decay and all of this, I think 7 to 8,000 is something that you start with.
Okay.
If you start with 8,000, after 3 to 4 years, you will be left with 6,000. After 5 years, you will be still be left with 5,000.
Oh.
So, if you have a south south-facing screen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 5,000 nits you will not be able to see.
Okay.
Means it will look dull. You will feel, if you put a static hoarding next to a digital hoarding with 5,000 nits, at 2 p.m., static hoarding will look better.
But obvious.
Hmm?
But obvious.
Yeah. So, but it shouldn't be like that. Digital should look more vibrant and nicer. So, for that to happen, you will need 7,000 nits to 8,000 nits to start off with.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
So, display today available are up to 10,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and lower you go. So 4 mm, 10,000 not possible. 4 mm maximum brightness you can go up to is 6,000. But why select 4 mm? Is the viewing distance so, is it at eye level? If it's at a height, select a 6 mm product with 10,000 display.
Okay.
So if you come, how many of you come to Bombay? Most of you have come to Bombay, right? I mean, a lot of you have come to Bombay. If you come to Mumbai, why Mumbai, right? Because Mumbai was one of the first cities to adopt digital displays. And that's why you will see a lot of hoardings over there, which are 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old. And already we've seen at least 10 refreshes. I've seen 10 hoarding, 10, 40, 40 getting replaced. One LED going and new LED coming. So, this has not happened in Chennai or Bangalore or Hyderabad because the adoption has started in 2 years, last 2-3 years. So you've not seen a refresh. Bombay, you've seen a refresh already. So if you come to Bombay, I will not take a name of the brand or the asset owner, but some displays look better. You can just make out that these are better. Right? All those that look better are 10,000 nits.
So you prefer to go for that?
My love as a display manufacturer is brightness, not the pixel pitch.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Any more questions? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.